Yo, what's good, everyone?
You are listening to the sWo podcast
with Patrick T.
with Shay Cray,
Aiden from ACS Sneakers.
Ashley Clark, 5 for the S.
Tune in every Wednesday on all your podcast platforms.
And watch the videos every Friday on YouTube.
Don't forget to tell your friends.
Join the Sneaker World Order.
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 Boom shakalaka, bitches.
Hi, and welcome to the latest episode of the sWo podcast. Today, we've got a very special guest with us. We've got Miguel Freemind. So if you'd like to shout yourself out, mate.
Sure. First of all, let me say thank you for having me. My name is Miguel Freemind. At Instagram, also Miguel Freemind. I am the host of Circle of Support, which is a show which I host Sundays mainly, where I give the platform to whoever feel like he wants to get on and talk about his product, his DJing, graffiti artist, having a simple exchange. Because I feel like there's a lot of artists out there which don't get the shine they deserve. At the same time, I'm also representing Show Your Crepes, which is based in the UK. I'm locally here in Canada representing them. I'm the only one in Canada representing them. Also the owner and creator of what people know as Heart and Soul, but originally it is He Art and Soul, where I produce like one-on-one customized denim jackets, or one-on-one varsity jackets, or one-on-one rugs. Like, the imagination is bright, so you can imagine whatever you want, and I will try to produce it for you as much as I can. Father of two, husband, and yeah, don't have a YouTube channel, not yet, maybe in the future. I still need to figure out technology. It's not the best thing for me. I rather work with pen and paper. That's easier for me. Yeah, that's pretty much the easiest way to go to, and yeah, that's the most I can say about me.
Cool. Yeah, so it's Patrick T here on the sWo podcast with the boys and girls. Catch me on YouTube at Patrick T, and on Insta and whatever social things at Patrick T for real.
Yeah, me, Aiden from ACS Sneakers, here once again, just like every other week. Find me on Instagram, YouTube, all them good things, ACS Sneakers.
Hi, and yeah, Shay Cray. Catch me same places, YouTube, Instagram, everything, Shay Cray.
You know what? I feel sorry for everyone that had to follow that introduction. It was just like, yeah, this is my resume. This is what I do. And you lot are like, yeah, you can.
In my head, I was thinking, he's answering questions I had lined up for him.
That's good. That's good. Well, we'll go on with our little icebreakers we do every week. So, what's on feet today? We'll let the special guest start off. What have you worn on your feet today?
I honestly have not worn anything. I spent, technically I'm wearing slippers. That's the easiest way. Just some random slippers, which I found cool. SpongeBob design from, I think they were from H&M or something. I don't know. Like, I'm mainly indoors because I work from home. The only time I leave the house is when I drop off my kids. And since we had a snowstorm the past few days, I'm just wearing Blundstones. Like, Blundstones is the easiest and comfortable shoe. It's not a sneaker, but for Canadian weather, it's definitely the best choice.
Yeah, I'd be in Tim's every day if I was in Canada. Like, literally.
They don't hold up here, trust me. Blundstones is the go-to. Blundstones is the new Timberland here in Canada.
I found with Tim's though, in snow, you just slipped anyway.
Exactly.
I just didn't think they'd done anything for me, man. I tried it, and it wasn't a good story. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I bet it would. You want to see that on video as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I had these on today. Fire Reds, Jordan 3s. Just thought I'd retro it out today.
Like, get them out. Don't be fucking
And I seen them. I was so vexed you have them and I don't have them.
Look, listen, they started yellowing at the toe. You see it?
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Oh,
You know what I mean? These are what, the 2006? No, 13s, 2013s.
Yeah, StockX is doing you well.
I just went retro. I even had an eco top on today as well. If you remember that, I don't know if you do. But...
Oh, Echo Unlimited.
Yeah.
I'm there with you.
Yeah, I was the granddad today, man.
Solid choice. So I was rocking my as Pat calls them, fake sixes.
No, I love that shoe.
Flint sevens. Yeah, so I've been kind of rocking with, like, I'll be honest, I've kind of tapped myself out because I was wearing the other day threes, then fours, then fives, then sixes, now sevens, but I don't have any eights, so I guess I'm gonna have to move on to the bronze for that. But yeah, really good shoe, really comfortable.
Nice.
Year of the seven as well. 2022 is the year of the seven. Plenty of really nice releases coming. Hopefully the Raptors. But yeah, man, these are solid, man. Really good shoe.
Okay, so I'm similar. Like, I work from home, so normally I don't put anything on, but because of Ash's challenge, I did actually put these on. So I would have thought Ian's a Lady Mays. I'm still gassed. This is in my top 5 from like last year. So yeah, I rock these.
That's nice. I actually like
They
that
actually
one.
look nice.
Yeah, I
When saw it,
like
was
that
like,
one.
what the hell are those? But they actually look nice.
No,
Did
they're
we-
mad.
Top 5. Did we actually see a top 5 in your channel share? Did you?
What, for
did
the
you-
year?
Yeah.
No, because like
There's
my
still
friend
time.
told me, I don't know, my friend told me to do it, but I was like, respectively, like, who cares? Because most of my ones that I wanted, I took an L on. I only won on sneakers like 3 times. So I was just, even my friend got these for me, so I can't even say I managed to take a win on these. So yeah, I didn't bother.
Wow. And then today, I just posted it anyway, but my Jean-Michel Basquiat Converses.
Wicked.
Yeah. I'm coming in with me art shoes. See, look, we had Miguel on, so it was known I had to do it. Look, because he's going to appreciate them more than everyone. They need cleaning though. Shoe stack wipes. Shoe stack wipes. I'm going to do a live cleaning.
Shoes you don't see often, you know. You see like the heavily rotations or heavily stuff where it's dominant on every one page. You see the Jordans, right?
Yeah.
Like, doesn't matter what style or whatever it is, but you don't see like other brands. And so seeing a Chuck Taylor in a random rotation is just like so refreshing. You're like, yo, a different shoe, nice.
This is it. This is what we do. Yeah, like, I think that's the thing that separates us all, because I'm wearing a lot of skater shoes, and then
Wicked.
Pat wears his, well, he calls them retros. He's just old, so any shoe that he wears is a retro.
Their shoes
Shay's
will
our
last a
hype
long
beast,
time.
so Shay does all the hype. And
I wonder how
I'm
you
not
define
taking that
old,
title.
though. Like, how do you define old? What's old?
They call me old.
anyone who's got more grey than dark hair these days. Anyone that could buy all the originals and still be a teenager.
All right, then I'm semi-old.
And then Aiden's
like,
our
damn.
historian. Aiden knows everything, and Aiden just gets on anything.
I take that. You know, that's the nicest thing you've ever said about me, mate. So I'll, yeah.
Don't worry, I'll edit that. So Pat's our resident question asker. So Pat, go away with it.
You know what it is? I'm not. They just stand there quietly and just look at the guests. So it's like dead air on a podcast. This doesn't look right. So, but yeah, I mean, Miguel, listen, you've told us a little bit about yourself. You're in Canada. You've got 2 kids. You do a lot of art. And like you said, you like pen and paper and material, things like that. So you said you do custom jackets. Is that your main thing, or is it more? What's your main stead? And then would you branch out on different things, or?
Well, generally, like I'm an employee for an airline, so that's like my main job. What I'm doing, I'm a German-speaking customer consultant for the Canadian, US, and German market. That's like my main income or my main job. Like during this pandemic, I picked up just, I don't know why, but I felt like, you know, we're all locked down. Like there's just so much you can do, social distancing, and for me, having a background like in the hip hop scene, like being a dancer, so on, like it was very crucial for me to be active, like get my mind stimulated. And like if you can't go practice, if you can't meet with like different people, you have just so much possibilities. So I had to find a different output in that sense. And so I picked up embroidery stuff first just to try it out, and then one led to another. So like all this stuff I'm doing has just like begun through this pandemic. And so I just wanted to experience something new and just say to myself, you know what? I'm gonna get out of this pandemic with like the most skills I can find and the most random stuff what someone would pick up. Because like if you look at embroidery or like making patches or crocheting or something, it's not something which you see very often someone picking up randomly, right? So I just thought like, you know what? Let's pick it up and see where it goes. And like I'm literally having a blast with it. Like finishing one, in between it's a little annoying because you just like literally have phases where you're just like, "Ah, I don't want to do this anymore, come on, why does it take so long," stuff. But once you are finished with the product and you look at it or you look at what you have done, then you are like, yeah, crazy, I've done this. And especially when you come from a breakdance background, there's always that mentality, the breakdance mentality, you always want to look fresher than the next one. You always have to look on point with whatever you have. And like having one-on-one shoes is difficult nowadays, but having a one-on-one jacket is hard, but it's not impossible. You can have something on your body which is like wearable art, but at the same time, you know for a fact there's no one in the world who will have the same exact jacket as you. And that's like what pushed me even harder to create these like jackets or like one-on-one pieces in that sense.
Yeah, nice. I remember watching during lockdown and everything. I jumped on a couple of your live streams, and you're like, "Yeah, what
Yeah.
colors should I put in there?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, cool." And it was like quite interactive with it as well. And it was like making a rug. It was like a Nike Air rug, and
Yes.
yeah, and it was like, "Oh, what color should I put here?" And I was just like, "Oh, put that in." Yeah, what one? And he had like loads of cotton and everything like that. And I was just like, you know what? I sat there for about an hour, and I didn't even realize an hour had passed because it was just like, you know what, this is interesting to watch, and you're getting to sit there and actually do it. And I was like, oh, actually, this is quite interesting. This I couldn't actually do it because I think I would get frustrated too much. I haven't got the.
I'm
But I can sit
telling
and
you,
watch somebody do it because I saw one guy. He was there with like a gun, and he had it like lined up, and he was going.
Oh yeah.
Whereas you're doing it like hand poking it. He was like and just doing one in like under a minute, and I was just like, no, what I watched was far more entertaining for me.
it was frustrating as hell. I'm telling you, this was the first ever rug I made, like of a large size like this. And it's definitely the last one. I will never make a rug again.
Well, glad I was part of the journey.
It was definitely very interesting to create because like I wanted to see how it's experienced, because you see like you just said, you see a lot of videos where people make rugs, and I was just like, you know, it's quite interesting, but let's see if I can create a rug from scratch with that. And then when I did it, like in the beginning, I was literally like for the first 3-4 hours or maybe a day, I was like super motivated. But then, yeah, halfway through, I was like, ah, man, F this. I don't want to do this anymore. It's so annoying. But I was happy when it was done. And yeah, it's a one-on-one rug and no one else has it. That's the good part.
It's up for sale, 20 grand.
Maybe at some point, if it becomes vintage in like 2040, it will probably go ahead.
COVID
Up
rug.
for sale.
Mate, the way things are going now, it become vintage in 2024. You know,
Oh, wow.
everything's retro now, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
So you mentioned b-boy. Now we all know about breakdancing and things like that. If we don't, we've already seen it. Trainers were definitely an issue. You just couldn't go out and compete without having proper kicks on, else they just laugh you off the thing. So was that what got you into sneakers, or was it just a product of the hip hop scene? And
Well, generally being fresh was like, well, if you go way back, being fresh was basically you had one pair of sneakers and you had like a bag full of laces, right? That's like the traditional way in the 70s, where people just have like one pair of like Chuck Taylor's Puma suedes or Adidas shell toes, right? And then you just swap the laces. It's the same shoe, but a complete different shoe once there's red laces or there's green laces in there. So like I started quite late with breaking or breakdancing in that sense. So I was definitely not part of this era. But like for us, Puma suedes and Adidas Gazelle were shoes which were very crucial for like the traditional breakdance style at that time. So I had a quite good rotation when it came to that, but I did not treat my shoes the way most people treat them now, and how I treat them now. My shoes, I went heavily through at least like 4 to 6 pairs of Puma suedes in a month, because
Wow.
of like going to competing on concrete, um, going into ciphers, competitions. So my shoes lasted just as long as my feet would let them. So in that sense, but it was crazy. But yeah, like that kind of got me started. But then later on, once I started traveling and going to different competitions, I realized that my Puma suedes are pretty standard here because I'm just wearing like black and white shoes. But then in traveling to competitions like Amsterdam and so on, that's where I realized like world competitions, you see so many different shoes, you see so many different freshness. There's just so much you can do to an outfit, right? But like people look from the top, from the bottom to the top, they're like, yo, your shoes are fresh, but your outfit is fresh, but you wear pretty standard kicks. So it's like, you're like, ah, man, come on, you just gotta step it up. So that's where I think like it started. And but it has progressed heavily, I would say, ever since I migrated and like got to Canada and said like, you know what, I'm gonna stay here, I'm gonna treat my shoes better, I'm not gonna dance in them. I just designate one pair of shoes specifically for dancing, and the rest is just like being stylish and like walking around and like representing in a proper way. That like was the main thing.
Anyone else?
You've gone quiet, Pat.
No,
Pat's
no, no.
not come
Listen,
with any
you know what? The
questions.
worst thing about
No,
it
but
is,
I like. Well, the thing is, I like it because, like, Show Your Creps. Obviously, we've had Show Your Creps on. We've taken part in Show Your Creps and everything like that. I think that's how like you came up onto like the whole kind of stream and stuff like that. Was like, oh, okay, so you do your kind of your weekly like Instagram live and stuff like that as well. And so you said it's like collective for artists and stuff like that, and you've got like a raffle coming up and everything. So just tell us a bit more about what you've got going on at the minute.
Oh yes. So this Sunday I'm gonna hold a raffle for I held a few raffles last year and it had a good feedback in that sense. And then like this year I wanted to start off the year with like another raffle and said like to myself, okay, you know what can I do? Which would be interesting for pretty much everyone. And then so I decided to hold a raffle which will be this Sunday, and where folks have the chance to win one of the customized jackets. Basically, it's a Blanco jacket, and the winner can will get to choose whatever he wants on this jacket. So if you, for instance, let's say you're taking part in it, and you said like, "Yo, I want an sWo podcast jacket," then I will make that jacket and we'll send it to you free of charge.
Everyone enter. Everyone enter.
So for anyone who's interested in it, it's gonna be $15 per slot. Like currently, I am opening for 25 spots. 3 have been already taken from the last time I checked, and the winner gets also like a mystery item sent in the package, so no one knows what it's gonna be. And there's also one of my partners I'm working with is entering the raffle as well. So he will participate, but if he wins, he will give his slot to one of the participants. So if he wins the raffle, he will just say, you know what, I'm gonna pick this and this. I'm gonna pick this person. He's the winner. He will get the jacket. So you have, in that sense, a double chance to win. And at the same time saying, yeah, you have a double chance. If you win, if you enter once from yours, and then there's also the possibility that he will give his slot to you, then you have a double chance to win.
Oh,
so that's basically for the raffle. And then aside from that, I'm just working on another varsity jacket currently. Like after the last varsity jacket I finished, I was quite happy with it. And then my head started creating more and my head started exploding. So I started building new stuff, and then I said like, you know what, I'm gonna make another one, and I finished the patch today, and that will be also revealed with the jacket on Sunday, where I'm just gonna show how the last piece I did actually looked.
So a lot
So,
to
like,
look forward to.
Yeah, 'cause I was talking about like the jackets and like the art, like you saying you like things that's like one of one. Does that mean like your collection is a bit more like diverse, or like are you just like not interested in the hype? Do you want something that's like not many people are gonna have on foot?
Generally, yes and no. There's just so much you can do. If you're a father of two and you're like have like a regular, I would say pretty much regular income in that sense. And as a father, I think you set different priorities when it comes to shoes. Like, of course, like everyone who's crazy about shoes just wants to go nuts the moment the paycheck comes in, right? But like for me, there's like stuff where I have to realize, okay, I need to take care of my kids first. They need new shoes, they need new clothes because they're still fairly young, right? With like 4, 5, 6 years, they grow like crazy, and sometimes they skip sizes in shoes, they skip sizes in clothes. So majority of income goes towards that already, right? But then when it comes to my collection, I kind of like everything. Like I like and enjoy brands which are not very visual to others. Mainly what I can say is I do not own basketball shoes. Like I have one basketball shoe, which is the Jordan 4 Lightning, and I just have it because I won it on a raffle. Otherwise, I would definitely not buy Jordans because it's not my my type of style. I like more runners. Like I'm really heavy into Air Max, the Air Max History line, bunch of Sauconys, Reebok, Asics. I have a few of shoes from Levi's, polo shoes, like anything which looks like a trainer and is not in everyone's closet in that sense. So that's basically where it is. One-on-ones, there's not much what you can do because finding a one-on-one, that's like, first of all, it's impossible. And second of all, it's a costly thing. Like finding a one-on-one shoe or sample is expensive. That's super rare. That's why like I tend to just do the jackets because that's like something like obviously you can't run around naked. You have to have shoes, and then there's a certain outfit to it, and everyone wants to match it either with a jacket or with a sweater or with like a base cap, so on and so forth. And I feel like that's something where you can accent or highlight or complement your shoes as well.
You
That's fair.
know, I would say that, like, to be fair, if we all had to name an item, like you look at someone's shoes, what's the next item you look at?
Pants.
Is it? I think
Yeah.
I skip past that. You know what I mean? Like I'll look at someone's shoes and I'll just glide, and then I tend to glide through people. I kind of look at their shoes and I look up, and then I'll look at. I think I look at kind of what if they're wearing, what t-shirt they're wearing, or what hat they're wearing. If they're wearing a hat,
Yeah.
I glide past trousers, so I should wear them more often, I think. But no, but that's it. Like I think, like for me, I tend to look for people who have tattoos more. Like they're the kind of people that draw my. I'll look at somebody's shoes and then I look at an arm because I'll see if someone. And for me, it's really weird because when I got my first tattoo, it was strange because not many people had tattoos. Now everyone's got tattoos. Like, well, I have a full neck piece. When I first had my full neck piece and everything, not many people had neck pieces. And now everyone has one. It's like, okay.
But I feel like this is a thing there's a phenomenon, there's a term for it, because that's something what you unconsciously never notice, and then once you get it, actually you notice it way more.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like
That's
I,
with prams. That's definitely a thing.
yeah,
Because I
like I
never
had
used to
that.
see a bloke with a pram, and now when I walk with one, if I see a bloke, I'm like, yes, mate, we know, we know.
I noticed that when before I became a father, I was just I never noticed strollers or kids or anything on the street. But then now that I have kids, like I see everywhere kids, I see everywhere strollers, and it's just like where were all these people that didn't have kids? Like, how is it possible that they just like pop up out of nowhere? And I think like that's the same with like tattoos and other things.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I remember tattoos like back in the day. It wasn't only certain type of people got tattoos. Like
in
to a point,
London,
like,
still, I can go on London. I can spend a whole day in London, not see a single person with a tattoo, unless I go to Camden.
well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, Camden's a whole different ball game, isn't it? You know what I mean? But I mean, I remember when I got my tattoo. This is how you know that most people didn't have
He's
it.
got a
It cost
Tweety
me
Pie tramp stamp, just to let everyone know.
I'm not even answering that. You don't need to know. But when I got my tattoo, it literally cost me 30 quid. And I remember going to Miami and seeing my tattoo in a shop. And I thought, oh, let me go and ask how much that is. And it was where do you want it on your body? Because that's a different pricing. And then two, when I said, I wanted it where I had it, he said to me, yeah, that's $250. I was like, what the fuck? And that's because tattoos became popular. Now, in London, for me, everyone's got a tattoo somewhere. It's not as visual as yours, Ash, but everyone's got a tattoo somewhere along the line. You know what I mean? And they're banging £100, £200 on tattoo. Whereas before, it was nothing. It was a nothing price, was it?
Yeah. I remember doing tattoos for 20 quid.
Yeah.
Literally someone coming in, pointing to a tattoo on the wall, and I'd have to sit there and be like, come on in, sit down another rose, you know what I mean? Just sit there, just freehanding it. Just going, yeah, you want this? Oh, can I have it this color? Yeah, don't worry, I've done 100 of these. Go on, carry on.
Another butterfly.
Yeah, and then Tribal came about, and that's like after obviously becoming epileptic, I'm not allowed to hold machines and stuff anymore. It's a bit risky, and that's a personal choice really. But then when Tribal came around, I was like, no, there's no original art here.
What's that with the sleeves and everything?
It's just a bit of spike and a bit of circle here, and that's it. But you could charge 300-400 quid for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And then people come in with fine art, and I'm like, yeah, I'm out. If you ain't pointing at a transfer on the wall, I'm out.
Yeah.
Tattoos were
so
crazy.
you were saying with your trainers, you got one pair for dancing. I don't know if you still dance and whatever.
Yeah.
What's that go-to pair for dancing now?
Puma suede. It will always be the
Yeah?
Puma suede. Like,
What's that because of the rubber?
It's not just because of the rubber. It's a very flat, stable shoe. Like, you can pretty much do a lot of things, right? You can wear it for casual wear. You can wear it for sports. You can wear it. The Puma glides were in the basketball scene way back in the scene. You can wear a lot like with Puma suedes, right? Casual, smart casual, hip hop, whatever you want. And it is, for me, it's a go-to shoe because, like, let me put it this way. If I had to give up my entire collection, the Puma suede would stay, definitely. That would be the only shoe I keep with me, because that's the shoe which brought me to the place where I am right now.
So it's nostalgia.
That's the shoe. Yeah, that's like, that shoe is, in that shoe, I started traveling to different countries and different places. That's where I had commercials with. That's where I won first battles with. That's how I created my crew. I wore that shoe when I proposed to my wife. I wore that shoe when my kids were born. So that shoe has like so much history beyond the original history, that I know for a fact, like, no matter what happened to my collection, the Puma suede will always stay in my collection as that, because that's like the most important shoe to me. Now, like, no matter what shoe I have in my collection, no matter how much the price is, but that shoe will never leave me.
I bet Pat's got a Puma suede somewhere. He's rich.
I have.
Yeah, of course you do. He's got Puma suede. He's got Gazelle. He's a secret hip hop dancer.
Well, back in the day, I mean, for me, when I
Hop and
grew up,
locking.
hip hop. Do you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
it was all I had. It's all what was out there. I wasn't into Top of the Pops or nothing like that. So that's what it. I remember, like, we done break
Sitting on Jimmy's Lee. What are you on about?
Probably with girls' level. Like, I remember trying to do a windmill and hit my head on the floor every time I went round. But do you know what I mean?
Too. Don't worry, I did that too. Like, we all been there. We all been there. Broken shoulders, scratched shoulders, damage to the head.
Yeah, I stopped when I tried to do the worm once and landed wrong. Just wrong.
Yeah, that's definitely also a go-to.
Did you hurt your toe?
I wish it was. That's all I was saying. I wish it was.
To something similar size. That's fine.
Yeah, but no, I get it. I mean, back, what was it? It was Adidas, Pumas, and what else was there? Reeboks were there, I suppose, a bit, not too much.
Yeah. Pro Cats were there as well.
Pro Cats, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Then there was also what's that? Chuck Taylors were also very big.
Yeah, I didn't like those. They just felt horrible for me. I didn't like canvas shoes. I felt like I was being mugged off. I wanted leather.
I feel like the high ones actually, they feel good. The lower ones I cannot walk in. Like they give me blisters because there's no cushioning, so on. But like the high ones, I actually don't mind. And Vans were also very big back then. Like not as big as like Pumas and all the rest, but Vans were also there. But Pro Cats was like an alternative to Chuck Taylors, and they had way more cushioning, I think. I feel like.
Yeah, I'm not. Don't be wrong. I'm not saying I was a b-boy man, but I was just into hip hop. So
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I dressed like Run DMC.
He said, "Yeah, do something." No.
Yeah, that's on the live. Here we go. SWO live show. Pat's going to break dance for us.
Mate,
whoever wants to call him out.
Only battles we had was with our friends down the road, and then you'd be the only one in the state. Was, you know, that's where you get your things, but didn't travel like what Miguel done. Because that's another level. You know what I mean? But I'd go to those shows. Definitely go to those shows.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah, it's always entertaining. Like I started fairly late with traveling because I had a very different mentality. I calmed down like over the years way much when it comes to that, because I think there was a time when like all these movies came out and you could like watch Step Up and you got served and like all that stuff, and all of a sudden you had like in the clubs you had like these like, yo, I watched the entire movie, I can dance, and like they started like creating battles.
But I really can.
I hated it to the fullest, like to the point, because I had a very competitive character. So I was like, okay, you can dance, you watch the movie, all right, I'm gonna challenge you in front of the entire club. And like I battled every single person who would dare to start dancing in the club.
And then suddenly a Japanese guy walks out and you go, okay, yeah, see you later.
No, it was like in that time, like it was not really big, and then like we had mainly locals and people are traveling from city to city and like stuff like that. But then, and that's actually how I started traveling, because one of the DJs saw me every single time calling out people, and it's like, yo, I'm gonna smoke you. You gonna go down. You gonna come in this club daring to do Step Up dance movies, and then you're calling that hip hop without even understanding the background. So I was like super heavy in that. And then he's like, do you have a passport? And that was a most random question from a DJ. It's like, yo, do you have a passport? It's like, you want to bring me to Mexico? Why? Let's go.
Am I being sold?
and like, no, I have a project, and it's just like, just let me know you have a passport and be ready. And then that's where actually everything started for me, when he's like I think at like 4 a.m. in a club, he's like, yo, go home and pack. Like 3 or 4 days later, go home and pack. I was like, why? Where are we going? Yeah, we're going to the Philippines in like 4 hours, so go. And it's like, I went home, I packed my stuff, I went to the Philippines, and then that was like where everything started, like where everything came to the point where I am right now, how I met my wife, how I like saw the world and stuff like this, and all because of like me being, I'm gonna smoke you wherever you are. Doesn't matter.
Well, being there enough, I don't care how long I've known someone. If they look at me and say, in 4 hours you're going to the Philippines, I'm going, no, I'm fucking not. I'm going to sleep. It's good. You sometimes you got to take
plane.
this.
It was also my first ever plane flight. Like I never flew out of the country. I always took the bus or the train. But my first ever plane flight, I was scared as hell. And I was just sitting in that plane, and I was just like trying to sleep, couldn't sleep, had a 16-hour flight. And the first thing when we got there was having a press conference. I had like craters as eyes, not even eyes anymore, because it was 8 a.m. in the morning there. I left at like 7 a.m. in Germany, and I got there at 8 a.m. So I had like the entire day in front of me, and then like the press conference or something, or an interview with reporters, and I was the only one sitting there with sunglasses, and I couldn't take it off because I looked literally like I'm belonging to some gothic movement or something. Like it was crazy.
Don't know what that would look
So,
like.
You said before when you go to these things, if people go, yeah, you look good, but your kicks are not really happening. What was the
Yeah.
first one you went? Was it Pumas? You went straight and got a new pair, or did you? What was the venturing out process? Did you?
When I went to the Philippines, the first thing I grabbed, like I had like a lot of, I don't know why, but like I had a lot of I had a blue pair of Puma suedes, I had a green one, I had a red one, and a black one. And I was just there for like 2 weeks, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna make that as fresh and weird as possible. So I had all outfits I had were matching directly to that shoe. So if I had a blue Puma suede, I had blue pants and a blue t-shirt and a blue base cap, the same color, the same with the red, the same with the green, and the same with the black. And then like after a while, it's like, okay, I can't go with the same outfit, so I need to swap it up. It's like black pants, red shirt, blue shoes. It's like I was nuts with the Puma suede, but like that was the first ever thing I grabbed. Like the moment I got home, put all the t-shirts in, put all the shorts in, and then the same time, just like all the suedes I had, because I knew they gonna get messed up there, right there and then. And yeah, I was right. Like I came back with one pair of Puma suedes. The others, they got destroyed there, like they got destroyed.
So if you, so we know Puma suede's up there for you. What would be your next kick? What would be the next one after that?
I would say definitely Air Max ones. Like I have no particular order when it comes to shoes for me, like in hierarchy, but I would say Air Max and Air Max ones would be definitely on the top of the list with that. Followed by like 95s or 110s, as known in the UK. Then a few 90s. Yeah, pretty much the entire Air Max history line, except the 96, because I'm not a big fan of them. I don't know why, but aesthetically, they're not really my thing.
Yeah, it's funny. You say 110, and we're speaking to Aiden now, who's up north. 110 in London means something different from 110 in where you are, isn't it, Aid? Tell me correctly.
To be fair, I'm just not down with the vernacular, I don't think. I knew that, like for me, 95s were just 95s, but people call them 110s.
Yeah.
I think they made a London TV show or a movie or something. The only ones I use for a number and not for the name of the shoe, I used to call TNs 125s. Don't know if you guys did that. But yeah, I'm just not down with the kids like that. I don't think so. So 90s, 95s, 95. I think that's it's not down with it.
Well, the 110s technically, like it's not really like, for me personally, I don't know how it's in the UK, but that's like how I first got to know them. I didn't even know that they were MX95s. I just knew then, like from the UK, from the grime scene back in the days and everything. It was basically everyone called them 110s because of the price tag. They were 110 pounds, 110 pounds,
Yeah.
and the same with like some other shoes. And that's like how I got to know them. And it's like, why are you calling them 110s? They're MX95s. Like, because I don't know better.
I can remember we used to, for a little while, MX90s used to be called MX2s.
Yeah, because there was a second shoe which came
You know
out,
what I mean?
right? And then it went like MX3s and so on and so forth. And then it was just crazy how they, and then sometimes names pop up and you were just like, what are you talking about? They're 110s. They're not 95s. They're, oh, you go by the ages of the year. So this is an Air Max 91 and this is like an Air Max 270. And it's like, what?
And best known for that is New Balance with their 990, 993, M924222, which is the one that Pat loves, his Lego shoes.
I don't even want to get into that numbering.
That's
Let's skip this one. We don't need to talk about MV.
You love New Balance. It's his favorite.
They're just
Balance is super underrated. It's super underrated.
I know they're very comfortable. They're very
No,
lovely material, and they look like shit. That's all. That's my opinion. I know you look. He's rocking his chair. I don't care, Miguel. I'm telling you.
Your opinion's wrong.
No, honestly, everyone. There's a favorite term I have, and like I hope I can say that. And I was like, can I curse?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course
yeah,
you can.
You
Yeah.
Oh,
got
okay,
Ash on
okay.
it. Of course you
I
can.
You
just
got
want to
me
make
on
sure,
it, fucking hell.
No, there's a favorite term I have. Everyone opinions are like assholes. Everyone got one. It's just different shit coming out.
See that? You're an
It's
arsehole, Pat.
no, it's true because not everyone likes the same things. Like personally, I'm not a big fan of Jordans because I feel like they're very uncomfortable. Aesthetically, they're quite awesome to be honest, but it's not the most comfortable shoe because when you run on different type of systems like boost, gel, foam, so on and so forth, air systems and gel-lite systems, you have a different appreciation for shoes in that sense. So in Jordan doesn't have that. So that's like where they do have the air system, but it's completely different from an Air Max, I feel like. And that's like where I feel Jordan's is not the most comfortable shoe. Aesthetically, yes. Price tag, nope, definitely not.
But do you
But
think
it's
that's
just that-
because like you come from a dance background? Like me, when I look at a shoe, like comfort's probably the last thing I think about. Like I don't care. I will bleed to death as long as it looks nice. But
As long as they got red bottoms, my Louboutins.
do you know what I'm saying? So for me, I don't even think of that. But coming from like a dance background, do you think you always go for comfort first?
Yeah, because you're like sometimes you spend like 8 or 9. It's kind of like work, right? When you go to work, you do not choose you do not choose a shoe which will give you cramps and like mess up your foot for like 8 hours standing, as an example. So going to competition is really physical. You are a lot on your feet, you dance on your foot, you're all the way like here and there, you're on your hands or on your back, of course, but you are constantly on your feet. So you look for something which doesn't require your foot to get crammed up. You need to be always on your foot, always compete, and like have a certain blood circulation in your shoe, right? So you look for that comfort and you look for that stability, but at the same time for the flexibility as well. And I never danced in Jordan, to be honest, because I never danced in like any high cut shoes or high top shoes. So I can't really judge for it, but just by me walking in the Jordan 4 Lightnings for like 2-3 hours, and I realized like my foot's gonna die. I was just like, okay, that's definitely not a shoe I want to wear every single day. Aesthetically, it looks nice, and it's like obviously you can look fresh as hell. But for me, comfort is like a huge thing, especially when you walk a lot and like dance a lot. Then like you need to have something on your foot which doesn't mess up your foot.
Yeah, I mean, I find Jordan 4s more comfortable than Jordan 1s. I'd say
Yeah.
that.
Everything's more than Jordan 1. Fucking
A Jordan 1, you might as well just cut off your foot.
Jordan 4s in general are probably one of the more uncomfortable models. So I feel like you kind of drew the unfortunate short straw with them. Like, I feel like there are plenty of other models that, like, it gradually gets better. Obviously, it started off in 85, and then every year, like, every time a new shoe came out, like, the tech was better. So, like, when you get to, like, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, like, the torsional support gets better. The general craft materials build, all of that. Because I think Jordan 1 through 4, he himself used to bleed, like, into the shoes. And you know what you said about high cut, low cut, he used to have a high cut shoe for the first half, low cut shoe for the second half, because he'd bleed and have blisters and stuff. So yeah, so you're absolutely right. So I can get it from a dancer's perspective. Even the basketball player who's endorsing the shoe was bleeding in the shoe. So what does that really tell you? But yeah, like honestly, like, I wouldn't let it kind of sully your I think if you do ever decide that you want to kind of transition a look and change the overall like balance of your, even if you just wanted to try one, for example, like Jordan 11s, terrific, absolutely brilliant. 12s are really good, 13s are good. But I think, like, obviously from your perspective, if you're more of a local Air Max kind of guy, like I started off in 90s and going from 90s to like LeBrons, my feet are still getting acquainted to that. Do you know what I mean? So
I think that's with every shoe like that. Like there's no shoe out there, no matter how comfortable it is. Even Boost exhausts your foot after a while. I think like we are not. Oh, I think we're a spoiled generation, or like this, or like the first world problem. We're not used to walking a lot, right? The moment we put a foot in a shoe and you walk a lot and you're not used to it, your foot get crammed up. I think every single shoe you wear will mess up your foot after a while if you walk for like 3-4 hours straight. if you're used to it.
Except Crocs. Just no.
Did you say Crocs?
Crocs don't count.
Crocs stab your feet.
I agree with Crocs. I fully agree. Like they don't mess up your foot unless you have a sweaty foot, and yeah, then of course you slide around in that one for sure.
Yeah, to be fair, from going like, because I wore a lot of Jordans, and then to go to like a skate shoe again, like something which is thick and real big and more comfort around the top of the foot than it is the base. I think our feet have to adjust so much. I've seen these shoes that are out. I can't remember who they were by. Like, I think they're like Merrell or something like that, and it's actually rounded at the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's for back support, so it's full total arch support. So it's on an arch. So as you walk, it literally just does the motion for you. And I think like, yeah, that we're never one day. Hopefully, there's going to be a shoe where you can wear it no matter what. Because like, I remember having to do like Duke of Edinburgh Award and stuff like that, and wearing Solomon boots and walking up mountains and stuff. That's probably the most comfortable, but only for that. I wouldn't walk around the street wearing a Solomon boot because it's not stylish.
I feel like it is.
You reckon?
It sounds weird. I feel like I'm heavily into
not in England.
Well, depends on, it really depends on the perspective of the shoe. I feel like Salomon is a very good shoe. Even Etnis, DC, Volcom, and all these skater brands have like so underrated shoes. Even the Nike SBs from Shot Wire or P-Rod or like from others like Nigel Houston and so on. Like when you look at these shoes, they're completely different from what we are used to, and of course they will be will be not as like aesthetically pleasing to some as the others, but I do appreciate like the tech wear as well. Like I love it. Like walking around in like Solomon shoes. Sure, no one does it. That's even better.
There's a reason. There is a reason.
You're like, no one wears that shoe. Why would you wear that shoe? Because no one wears it. I am the only one. Going to the grocery store. What? Theater, movie theater? I'm going in Solomon shoes.
That's my childhood right there. I lived in Germany for a bit. I lived in Mönchengladbach, and I was wearing Solomon shoes walking around because obviously it was very hilly and everything. And that's what my dad bought me and my brother. So we were walking around in Solomons, like around Mönchengladbach and stuff. It's like, oh, okay.
Well, it's big because it's like a mountain area. It's like it's big there. Like everything would has something to do with hiking and trust me, when you look in shoe brands, there's millions of brands, but the only thing we are aware of is like Nike, Adidas, Puma, Reebok, so on. But there is tons. Even alone Germany has multiple different brands which come out with shoes, like Sonra as an example, which is Hikmet. I'm not quite sure what his full name is, but he's like a German Turkish descendant. He creates like crazy shoes, high-end leather. Same with Diadoras, same with Saucony, ASIC, and brands are like nuts. And honestly, this is just like the tip of the iceberg. If you go into Japan, for instance, you find brands which you have never heard of, which no one has ever spoken of. And that's like where I'm just like, that's like the whole mentality. Find something which no one has ever seen before. Find that unicorn which no one knows about. And that's like crazy for me. Like hard to find, but super crazy. Salomon, no matter what, all day I would wear them.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I can remember going to the States, and I knew Asics, obviously, but over here it's a running shoe, isn't it? If you wasn't into run, it was like the professional running shoe. You'd only go and get it if you was into running, whatever. I remember going to the States, and they had a massive Asics shop, and it was a lifestyle shoe. Had different colors, different, it was being promoted by models. And I was like, what the hell's going on here? But over here in England, you had to go to a running shop to get them. They wasn't really on the JD Sports, or Foot Locker thing. But yeah, I mean, I can imagine Japan must be crazy. I mean,
yeah, definitely.
I wouldn't even, they just must be, I mean, you see them, they're just different anyway, aren't
you
they?
see their outfits, don't you? Like,
yeah, their clothing even sometimes,
It's next level though. Like, to be fair, that's one place that I feel like obviously it wouldn't be safe for me to walk around because I don't like tattoos out there that much. But I think I'd feel kind of more in my element being somewhere like that. Because you ain't, no one's looking at you. Jesus, no, you ain't drawing no one's attention. You know what I mean? Because they're out there, they're bright neon colored and everything like that.
That's fully true. I get it. Like Japan is like definitely one of the places where I feel like it's super underrated. Generally, like Asia is super underrated when it comes to sneaker history or sneakers and or trainers or crepes or sport shoes or rubber shoes, whatever you want to call them, because there's so many terms out there. You can't get them all straight. But I feel like it's definitely like a go-to space when it comes to that. When it comes to clothing, fashion, stuff, I feel like everyone should at least try, in my opinion, try to go like to places which have like a meaning in the sneaker history. Like go to France, go to Germany, go to the Netherlands, go to Japan, go to Korea, and like try to see how the sneaker industry is there, because that's like different level, different appreciation for shoes. For us, it's just like, yeah, I got the Jordan 3s. What's next?
Yeah.
You know, that's basically like how like our like I noticed that the society is treating sneakers. But if you look at the curators or sneaker enthusiasts in Japan, they have shoes where you didn't even know that they exist. I remember a homie of mine is friends with Iceberg from Germany. He's like a local sneaker collector, and like we went one time to his sneaker collection to check it out, and that's the only time I have ever seen it, and the only time I actually checked it out was the Air Max 1 Albert Heinz, because he owns that pair, and it's a rare shoe, super rare shoe. Like I have never seen, I don't know how many are existing, but if you know what the Air Max 1 Albert Heinz are and you have seen it, it's like seeing a mermaid or something. It's like you will rarely see that or never see that again. I was just like super stoked, and that I feel like in Japan it's kind of the same thing.
Fair
Have
play.
you got like a favorite Air Max? Like not even like a silhouette, but just like a colorway or anything that like it's just your go.
Currently my beater is an Air Max 1's Future Swoosh, because I really like Air Max 1's everything, because there's so many different materials and silhouettes and so on. I feel like my favorite silhouette definitely, and also my favorite, is the anniversary Air Max 1's, like the red and white. Simple, it's very clean, very casual, and feel like that's like something you could or should have in your collection when you're really into Air Max. If you're not, then of course not. But Air Max 1 definitely, and but if I ever had the chance, I would really love the first version of the Air Max 1 Air Amsterdam. These were nuts, like mind blown up to now. Like I would love to have these.
that involves kids not getting anything from Santa. So it's a lot of saving, that is. But
Oh,
talking about the kids though, I know you've got to get off, so I'd just like to say thank you very much for joining us today. Really appreciate it, and just another chance if you just shout out your bits again, promote everything, talk about like your raffle, just tell us a little bit again.
Yeah, so this Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be holding a jacket raffle for a one-on-one customized jacket. Whoever is participating has a chance to has the possibility to get one of these jackets as an example. This is just examples of what you can get on your jacket. So this is one, which is the great Heart and Soul logo with my tag on it. At the same time, that's also on a jacket. And for everyone who's like into Jordans, as an example, Jordan 3, Jordan 4s, I can also go and create something like this, which is, I wanted to have the first Jordan ever shoe, so I decided to make a jacket as well for the Jordan 4 Lightnings. I'm heavily into Japanese culture, like you can see. So you can win one of these jackets if you want to. participants. For every slot, it's 15 USD. And if you win, you get the jacket. You can choose whatever you want on the jacket. I will make it for you and send it to you free of charge. And you will get a mystery item. And on top of that, one of my colleagues will also enter the raffle and add his slots to one lucky winner. So if he wins the raffle, he will give the slots to potentially one of you guys. And that's pretty much it. And if you guys missed the raffle, I'm doing customized jackets. If you want one, hit me up. The latest jacket I have made, just one sec.
Aiden's on it. Aiden's on it. He's
I
planning
like
in
a
his head
Japanese
already.
one, actually.
The last one I made
Oh
was
no,
Oh,
I'm not liking
was-
that.
Yes, yes.
was the Pata-wan jacket, and created that patch. It's all like a channel patch, so it's like all kind of like fluffy, plushy in that sense. And you have in the front, you have the logo for all the colorways: Lobi Libi, which means love life, Monarch, Aquas, Rush Maroon, and I don't know what that colorway is. I call them the pandas because they're black and white. I think they're called coconuts or something, but this is also one of the jackets. And on Sunday, I'm going to reveal the next jacket I'm working on right now. So possibilities are endless when it comes to your imagination. It comes from your head to my pen and paper to an actual product and goes directly then to you. Yeah, that's pretty much the best
You
I
haven't
can
shouted
do.
out your bits. Where can people watch you?
Oh, sorry. Yes, Miguel Freemind at Miguel Freemind is my Instagram. If you look at it, you see also my He Art and Soul profile attached to it. And a little insider for everyone who's rewatching this: I spoke to Edson sWo, which is the owner and founder of Pata in that sense. I got his blessing for that jacket. That jacket is not for sale. It's a one-on-one jacket. He approved it. He said it's cool as long as I don't sell it. And that will be the case. So this jacket will forever stay in my possession, unless, of course, my son fits in it, then it will go to him.
That's fair enough.
Wicked.
Shout out your bits and guys.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Miguel, that was wicked. That was a nice podcast, actually. It's nice going back. Yeah, it's Patrick T. Find me on YouTube, Patrick T for real on Insta, and Patrick T for real on Twitter and all those kind of things.
Yeah, and me, Aiden from ACS Sneakers, YouTube, Instagram, all those same things every time.
I feel like it's hard to follow that. I've got no like fly shit to like show off. But yeah, catch me on all socials, sHwo.
And you've been tuned into the sWo podcast. Remember to like, follow, subscribe. Remember, use sWo10 for shoe stack. Get 10% off everything that you purchase. And I've been Ashley Clark, 5 for the S. Cheers. Peace.
Peace.